Stop saying she is beautiful. Start saying what no one else dares to notice. You have said the safe lines 100 times. You tell her she looks amazing, love the dress, love the hair, and the moment dissolves like small talk. She smiles, says thanks, and forgets it a minute later. You are not wrong. You are just ordinary. Most men praise the picture. Almost none praise the effect. They never speak to the part that pulls you in the stillness, the edge, the quiet confidence that makes the room bend around her. Here is the shift. Compliments that make her crave you do not flatter the surface. They reflect the feeling you get from her presence. They read the energy, not the eyeliner. You will learn how to do that with calm, with timing, and with restraint. No corny lines, no performances. Just exact words that land and then linger. In this video, I will give you 3 compliments women secretly want to hear, but rarely do. 1 speaks to her mind before her body. 1 names the darkness she hides behind the smile. 1 challenges her in a way that draws her closer, not away. You will also get the stoic delivery that makes everything hit harder. Fewer words, slower pace, more weight. Ready to stop sounding like everyone else? Let's get into it. Number 1. Stop saying you're beautiful. Say this instead. Let's be honest, the words "you're beautiful" have been said so many times they've lost all meaning. Every man has said it, every woman has heard it, and the truth is it barely registers anymore. What used to be special has become background noise. When you tell a woman she's beautiful, she doesn't get butterflies. She just files it away with the 100 other compliments she's heard that week. It's not that she doesn't appreciate it, it's that it doesn't stand out. Now here's what most men don't understand. Attraction isn't built by stating what's obvious. It's built by showing that you see what others don't. Compliments only matter when they feel personal, when they reveal attention, not admiration. Take Mark, 56, for example. He's divorced, successful, but out of practice when it comes to dating. On his first date with Rachel, 52, he did everything right. He dressed well, showed up on time, and told her she looked beautiful as soon as she walked in. Rachel smiled, politely thanked him, and changed the subject. The night went fine, but it didn't linger. A week later, Mark tried again, this time without the script. They were talking over coffee, and he noticed how she paused before answering certain questions, as if she measured her words carefully. He looked at her and said quietly, "You have this calm intensity, like you're always in control of what you reveal." Rachel froze for a second, then smiled. Not the polite kind, but the kind that means you got through. That's the difference. He didn't comment on the surface. He described her energy. And in that moment, she felt seen, not scanned. When you say, "You're beautiful," you describe a photo. But when you say, "There's something powerful about the way you carry yourself," you describe an experience. That's what sticks. Because women don't crave flattery. They crave recognition of their depth, their poise, their quiet magnetism. A stoic man never compliments to get something in return. He does it to express truth with precision. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When your thoughts are calm and deliberate, your words carry weight. That's why your tone, your timing, your stillness all matter more than the compliment itself. Next time you're tempted to say, "You're beautiful," stop, look at her. Observe what really draws you in. Maybe it's how she listens like she's testing every word. Maybe it's the way she doesn't rush to fill silence. Maybe it's the kind of self-control that makes her unpredictable in the best way. Tell her that. Say, "You make calm look dangerous," or "You have a way of making silence feel loud." Those are the lines that replay in her mind later, when she's alone brushing her hair, wondering why she can't stop thinking about the way you said it. The goal isn't to charm her, it's to wake her up, to remind her that someone finally noticed the things she thought were invisible. Now tell me, have you ever said something honest, not flirty, and watched her expression change completely? Drop I've seen that below, if you know exactly what I mean. Stay tuned, because the next part will show you how to complement the effect she has on you, not just the image she shows the world. Number 2. Complement the effect, not the appearance. Most men describe what they see. Stoic men describe what they feel. When you tell a woman, "You look great tonight," she hears appreciation. But when you say, "You have a way of changing the energy in a room," she feels fascination. The first is polite. The second is personal. One fades, the other lingers. This is the subtle art of complementing the effect, not the appearance. Because beauty is common, but presence that's rare. Every woman knows how she looks. Few know how she makes people feel. When you're the man who mirrors that back to her, you don't just compliment her, you reveal her. Think about it, anyone can point out red lips or a dress that fits well. It takes real awareness to notice how her tone softens when she talks about something she loves, or how her stillness changes the atmosphere when she walks in. That's where attraction deepens, not in what's visible, but in what's felt. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The same rule applies here. It's not what she looks like that draws you in, it's what that look does to you. The reaction, the pulse shift, the energy change, that's the story worth naming. When you describe the effect instead of the appearance, you communicate emotional intelligence. You show control, not excitement. Calm curiosity, not neediness. And that calmness is electric. It tells her you can feel something powerful and still stay composed. That's the difference between lust and magnetism. One loses control, the other channels it. Try this shift instead of, "You have beautiful eyes," say, "There's something in the way you look at people, like you see more than you say." Instead of, "You smell amazing," say, "That scent will stay in my head longer than it should." These statements invite imagination. They create tension, but they also show restraint. And that mixed desire wrapped in composure is what most women crave but rarely experience. Psychologically, you're anchoring her emotions to your perception. You're not fighting for attention, you're directing it. You make her reflect on herself through your eyes, and that's where attraction becomes curiosity. She starts wondering what else you've noticed that no one else did. Remember, your tone and pace matter more than your words. Stoic men don't rush their compliments. They let silence do half the talking. You can say one line, then pause, and that pause will say, "I meant that." Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In this case, the best compliment is not to be like every other man. The next time you want to express admiration, slow down, observe. Don't look for beauty, look for impact. What does her presence do to you? How does her calm shift your rhythm? Tell her that. Not to impress, but to express truth with precision. When you speak that way, she won't just remember your words. She'll remember how she felt being seen through them. Have you ever noticed someone's energy before their beauty? Tell me I've felt that if you've ever experienced it yourself. Stay tuned. Next, we'll explore the compliment that touches her mind before it even reaches her body. Number 3. The compliment that touches her mind before her body. Most men try to create attraction by aiming straight for the physical. They think if they can sound confident, charming, or slightly bold, they'll get her attention. But real attraction doesn't start with her body, it starts in her mind. If you can reach her mind first, her body follows naturally. Because when a woman feels mentally understood, emotionally challenged, and safely desired, everything else opens up. Let's look at a real example. Tom, 57, had been single for a few years after his divorce. When he met Clara, 53, through mutual friends, he felt that spark instantly. But instead of rushing into compliments about her looks, which she'd heard all her life, he listened. He noticed how Clara used humor to redirect serious questions, how her eyes lit up when she talked about her work mentoring younger women. At dinner, he leaned back and said, "You know what I find fascinating? You talk about leadership like it's a burden, but your eyes light up every time you mention it. Clara froze for a second, then smiled. Not the kind of smile you give when you're flattered, but the kind you give when someone just saw through your armor. That's how you touch her mind first. You notice the patterns she hides behind the little contradictions that make her human. You show you're paying attention, not performing. This kind of compliment isn't about charm, it's about awareness. You're not saying you're attractive. You're saying, I see who you are when you're not trying. And that level of insight makes her feel seen, not scanned. It makes her think about you because now she's asking herself, how did he notice that the Stoics understood the power of perception? Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In relationships, your thoughts, the depth of your observation, color the connection itself. When you're calm enough to see clearly, your words naturally carry depth. Tom didn't compliment Clara's smile or her style. He spoke to the layer underneath, the strength that coexisted with softness. And from that night on, Clara texted first. She leaned in, not because Tom was aggressive or smooth, but because he made her feel recognized at a level most men never reach. Psychologically, this works because it activates cognitive intimacy. It's when someone feels emotionally safe and intellectually stimulated at the same time. Compliments that touch the mind make her feel seen without being exposed, desired without being objectified. That balance creates both comfort and curiosity, the foundation of attraction that lasts. To do this right, slow down. Listen to what she says between her words. Notice the moment she softens, the slight shift in her breathing, the pause before she changes subjects. Then mirror it back with confidence. Say something like, you have this calm way of taking control. I doubt most people even catch it. That's how you leave an echo in her head long after the conversation ends. Because the truth is, anyone can compliment her body. But when you compliment her being, her patterns, her thoughts, her presence, you awaken something far deeper. So, have you ever said something that made a woman pause, like she didn't expect you to see that side of her? Drop I've seen that. Look, if you know the moment I'm talking about. Stay tuned. Next, we'll explore how to notice what no one else sees and how that turns quiet observation into silent power. Number 4. Notice what no one else sees and say it. Here's something you need to understand. Women are surrounded by noise. Every day they hear the same recycled compliments, the same predictable remarks, the same shallow observations. You look great. You're stunning. I love your smile. All harmless, all meaningless. Most men see what's obvious. Few see what's invisible. What makes a woman pause, what makes her really feel something, is when you notice what no one else does. The small, unspoken details that reveal her essence. That's not just observation, that's presence. And presence is power. When you're truly grounded, when you're calm enough to see beyond the surface, your words start carrying weight. Because women can feel when you've really noticed them. You're not guessing, you're not playing a game. You're describing something they didn't realize anyone else could see. It could be as simple as saying, there's a quiet confidence in the way you listen, like you're measuring more than the words. Or, you hide your strength behind softness. Most people would miss that. That kind of statement hits differently. It bypasses her ego and goes straight to her awareness. Why does it work? Because people crave to be seen for what they hide, not what they show. When you can name the quality she protects, her discipline, her restraint, her subtle power, you make her feel exposed but safe. That paradox is the heart of attraction. Stoicism teaches the discipline of attention. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In the same way, most men imagine connection, they don't observe it. But when you slow down, when you stop projecting what you hope to see, you begin to perceive what's actually there. That's where the real connection begins. And here's the part that separates the average man from the Stoic man: silence. You don't rush to fill it. You let your observation breathe. A well-timed pause after a meaningful compliment makes her feel it longer. The silence becomes the echo. You don't need poetic words, just precision. Describe her presence, her rhythm, her restraint. Say less, mean more. Women remember the man who sees them, not the one who tries to impress them. This kind of awareness doesn't just make you attractive, it transforms how you move through every interaction. You stop reacting and start perceiving. You lead the moment because you're not competing for it. That's Stoic power, the control of your focus. Now, if you want to take this awareness to the next level, there's something I've built just for men like you. Join our private membership. Inside, you'll get deeper lessons on Stoic masculinity, emotional control, and relationship dynamics that go beyond attraction. You'll learn how to master presence, the kind that changes how people experience you without you saying a word. It's where you start leading your life, not chasing it. Because here's the truth. The man who notices what others overlook never has to compete for attention. He commands it. Have you ever said something so precise it made her stop and look at you differently? Drop "I've done that" if you've felt that moment of quiet power. Stay with me. Next, we'll talk about the compliment most men are afraid to give, the one that celebrates her darkness, not her light. Number 5. Compliment her darkness, not just her light. Most men are afraid of a woman's darker side. They only praise what's soft, sweet, or safe, her smile, her kindness, her warmth. But every woman has another layer, the one that's guarded, unpredictable, or even intimidating. That part of her isn't meant to be fixed or tamed, it's meant to be seen. And when you can look at it without flinching, that's when she feels truly desired. Let's take an example. Robert, 61, met Diane, 57, at a friend's dinner party. She was confident, sharp, composed, the kind of woman who didn't chase attention but always had it. Most men complimented her on her elegance or grace. Robert didn't. A few minutes into conversation, Diane said something a little cynical about relationships. Most men would have laughed nervously or tried to lighten the mood. Robert didn't. He looked at her and said, "You've been through a lot, haven't you? But I like that you didn't let it make you bitter, just sharper." She blinked, then smiled. "You really think that's a good thing?" she asked. He nodded. The edge is what makes the calm believable. That moment shifted everything. He didn't try to smooth her roughness, he admired it. And that single sentence built more connection than 100 polite compliments ever could. Because here's the truth. When you only compliment her light, you sound like everyone else. But when you can name the beauty in her darkness, the complexity, the restraint, the fire under control, you become unforgettable. You're not idolizing her, you're recognizing her humanity. The Stoics understood this balance better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." The same applies to attraction. Her pain, her flaws, her shadows, all of it fuels her depth. When you honor that without judgment, you speak directly to the part of her that's rarely touched. Psychologically, this works because people crave to be accepted as a whole, not just their best version. When a woman senses that you see the side, she hides the sharpness, the control, the vulnerability, and you don't retreat, you create trust. Not the fragile kind built on comfort, but the magnetic kind built on truth. You don't have to be poetic about it. You just have to be honest. Say things like, "You've got this intensity under your calm, it's rare." Or, "There's a danger in you, but it's the good kind." These statements are bold but grounded. They reveal composure, not neediness. You're not trying to win her over. You're showing her you see the full picture. Robert didn't need to play games. He just stayed calm while naming what most people avoid. And that calmness, that quiet fearlessness, made Diane curious. Because women don't want men who worship their light. They want men who can stand steady in their shadow. So stop trying to make every moment soft. Compliment her strength, her flaws, her contradictions. Tell her, you feel like peace with a pulse. That's how you make her feel understood, not admired, but seen. Have you ever noticed that the most magnetic people have a little danger in them? If you've seen that truth before, drop "I know that" edge below. Stay tuned. Next we'll explore how reading her energy, not her words, makes you impossible to ignore. Number 6. When you read her energy, she feels understood. Words can lie, energy doesn't. A woman can say she's fine, smile politely, even laugh at your jokes, but her energy will always tell the truth. Most men listen to what she says. Stoic men listen to what she means. And that's the difference between being liked and being remembered. When you learn to read energy, her pace, her silence, her micro-expressions, her breathing, you start connecting at a level that has nothing to do with words. You start speaking her emotional language, even when you're not saying a thing. Here's the key: women live in emotional awareness. They constantly read moods, tones, shifts. They're wired for it. But when a man can do the same calmly and without judgment, it feels like meeting an equal. It's rare, it's powerful, and it makes her feel deeply understood. Reading her energy doesn't mean decoding or analyzing. It's not a trick, it's presence. You're not trying to figure her out, you're simply noticing. If she's softer today, quieter than usual, don't rush to fix it or fill the silence. Just match her energy. Slow your voice, lower your tone, breathe slower. That non-verbal alignment tells her, you're safe here. You don't have to perform. Stoicism calls this apatheia, not apathy, but calmness of soul. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you control your own energy, you naturally start sensing the energy of others. You stop reacting. You start responding. That's when people, especially women, begin to feel your presence without you needing to chase attention. The truth is, most men communicate to be heard. Stoic men communicate to understand. When you read her energy, you stop competing with her emotions and start leading them. You can bring her calm without saying, "Calm down." You can bring her comfort without offering advice. You can make her feel seen without dissecting her words. Try this next time. Instead of asking, "Are you okay?" try saying, "You seem quieter than usual. What's on your mind?" The difference is subtle but powerful. One sounds like concern. The other sounds like awareness. And that awareness is magnetic. Psychologically, this taps into something called limbic resonance. It's when two nervous systems synchronize. When you're steady and grounded, the other person's body subconsciously matches your state. That's why women often relax around a calm, composed man. They literally feel regulated by his energy. Reading her energy also means knowing when to pull back. If she's distracted or distant, don't chase. That space is data. It tells you where her mind is. Stay steady, keep your tone even, and let her come toward your calm. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." When a woman feels understood through energy, not argument, you remove that imagination, that worry of being misread. You make her feel safe in the present moment. And that safety paradoxically sparks attraction. Because here's the truth: women don't fall for the man who talks the most. They fall for the man who feels the most, without losing his composure. So start listening beyond her words. Notice the rhythm, the silence, the small shifts in her energy. That's where understanding lives. Not in talking, but in sensing. Have you ever felt someone understand you without saying a word? Drop "I felt that" below. If you've ever been on either side of that moment. Stay tuned. Next, we'll explore how to turn that emotional awareness into confidence that challenges and attracts at the same time. Number 7. The compliment that challenges then pulls her closer. Most men compliment to please. Stoic men compliment to provoke. Not in a harsh or arrogant way, but in a way that sparks curiosity, that moment where she's not sure if you're admiring her or studying her. That tension is magnetic, because when a compliment both challenges and pulls her closer, she feels something she can't easily name: interest, mixed with respect, attraction, mixed with intrigue. Let's put this into something real. David, 58, was out for coffee with Melissa, 52, a woman he met at a networking event. She was intelligent, confident, and used to being the one in control of every conversation. Most men melted around her charm, nodding, agreeing, trying to keep up. David didn't. At one point, Melissa began talking about how she avoids relationships because most men can't handle a woman with standards. David smiled and said, "That's probably true. But sometimes hiding behind high standards is just another way of staying safe." She froze, then laughed. "You think I'm hiding?" He leaned back, calm, unreadable. "Not hiding. Just protecting something valuable. But real strength doesn't need to stay behind walls." She didn't respond right away, but her energy shifted. The conversation went from casual to charged. Why? Because he didn't flatter her strength, he named it then, subtly questioned it. He saw past her confidence and into her motive. That mix of awareness and calmness drew her in. This is the psychology of the dual compliment. It works because it acknowledges her depth while holding her accountable for it. You're not saying you're perfect. You're saying, "I see who you are and I know you can go deeper." That's rare. Women aren't drawn to the man who worships them. They're drawn to the man who can meet their mind and still stand his ground. When your compliment walks the line between admiration and challenge, it sends one clear message. You see her fully, but you're not intimidated. The Stoics understood this kind of strength. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you compliment a woman from self-mastery, not neediness, you speak with precision, not persuasion. You show interest without attachment. That steadiness creates gravity. A challenging compliment sounds like this: "You seem like someone who controls the room, but I get the feeling you're tired of always having to." Or, "You hide how soft you are behind that sharp wit. I kind of like that." Each statement recognizes her but also lightly exposes something. You're not putting her down. You're pulling her up. It's a dance, one step forward, one step back, and she feels it. Psychologically, this taps into a woman's desire for emotional tension. She doesn't want constant praise. She wants polarity, that sense of being seen, tested, and understood all at once. And when you can maintain your calm while creating that, it's intoxicating. David didn't try to impress Melissa. He simply stayed curious, unshaken, and truthful. That's what pulled her in. So when you compliment, ask yourself, does it make her think or just make her smile? If it makes her think, if it challenges her self-perception just a little, you've already stepped into her mind. Have you ever said something that made her stop and really see you for the first time? Drop "I've done that" if you know that look. Stick with me, because next we'll talk about how silence after a compliment can do more than 1,000 words ever could. Number 8. Silence can be the most powerful compliment. Here's a truth. Most men never learn. Sometimes saying nothing says everything. In a world where everyone's trying to fill silence with noise, the man who can stay quiet, composed, and fully present becomes magnetic. Silence isn't emptiness. It's confidence made visible. It's the proof that you don't need validation, that you're grounded enough to let the moment breathe. And for a woman, that calmness is louder than any compliment you could give. Think about it. Most men rush to speak because they're afraid of losing her attention. They throw words at the moment to keep control. But control doesn't come from talking. It comes from holding space. When you can be with her, look her in the eye, listen without interrupting, and stay still, your silence becomes its own kind of compliment. It says, "I'm not performing, I'm observing. You matter enough for me to listen." This is one of the purest forms of Stoic attraction. The Stoics valued composure over chaos. Seneca once wrote, Silence is a lesson learned through suffering, meaning it's not weakness to stay quiet, it's mastery. The calm man is the one who has nothing to prove. When you fall into silence after a meaningful exchange, after a look, a smile, or a moment of connection, you create tension. But not the kind that pushes away. It's the kind that invites curiosity. She starts wondering what you're thinking, what you're feeling, why you're not rushing to speak. That's when she leans in. Silence gives her space to feel something. Psychologically, this is called conversational framing. Whoever is most comfortable with silence controls the frame. When you don't rush to fill the air, you show emotional control, and emotional control reads as power. You're not seeking approval. You're creating presence. A well-placed pause can make your words hit 10 times harder. Let's say she shares something vulnerable. Most men react instantly. "That's crazy," or "You'll be fine." But a Stoic man listens, takes a breath, holds the pause. Then maybe he says one sentence that lands with weight. "You handle things most people would have broken under." And then silence again. You let that line sit. You give her time to feel seen. This balance between speech and silence is what creates emotional rhythm. It's like music. The power isn't in constant sound, but in the spaces between the notes. Women pick up on that instinctively. The man who can stay quiet isn't cold. He's intentional. He's the calm center in a world of noise. And here's something deeper. Silence reveals truth. When you stop talking, you can see what's real, her reactions, her tone, the flicker in her eyes. The Stoics practiced this kind of observation. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When you live by that principle, you don't chase connection, you draw it in. So the next time you feel the urge to fill silence, resist it. Let your presence do the talking. Look at her, listen deeply, and say less than you think you need to. That quiet confidence will speak louder than any line ever could. Have you ever had a moment when silence said more than words ever could? Drop "I've felt that," if you know that kind of power. Stay tuned. Next we'll talk about the kind of words that linger in her mind long after you're gone. Number 9. The rare compliment that makes you unforgettable. There's one kind of compliment that most men never give, not because they don't want to, but because they don't see it. It's not about her beauty, her charm, or her style. It's about how she changes you. When a woman feels that her presence has left an impact on you, not in a desperate way, but in a grounded, honest way, she never forgets it. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel that she's moved someone strong enough to stay calm through it. Let me show you how this works with a real story. Mark, 55, met Lauren, 50, at a gallery opening in Chicago. She was composed, elegant, clearly used to attention. Most men complimented her on her sophistication or looks nothing new. Mark didn't. He observed, listened, and when the moment was right, he simply said, "You make people slow down. It's like you change the rhythm of the room without even trying." Lauren didn't respond right away. She just looked at him for a moment, then smiled, a small, genuine smile that said, "You noticed something real." That one sentence lingered for weeks. She later told him it was the first time someone had noticed her effect, not her effort. That's the power of this compliment. It reflects her influence, not her image. It tells her that her energy, her essence, stays with you. And that's what every woman secretly craves, not to be desired for her body, but to be felt for her presence. Most men overpraise, trying to impress. They pile on empty words, and those words lose their power. But when you say one precise thing spoken slowly, calmly, and sincerely, it sticks, because it's rare. It shows awareness and emotional stability, 2 traits women instantly associate with strength. The Stoics understood this kind of impact. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you embody that calm, measured strength, your words carry weight automatically. You don't have to convince anyone of your value, it's already felt in how you speak. This rare compliment works because it activates emotional memory. When you make someone feel seen for how they affect others, they attach that memory to you. Psychologically, this creates what researchers call a resonance anchor, a small emotionally charged moment that keeps resurfacing in their mind. Every time she feels that same energy again, she unconsciously thinks of you. So when you tell a woman you make people feel calmer when you walk in, or there's something about you that stays even after you leave, you're not just flattering her, you're defining how she exists in your perception. That's deep validation. That's how attraction moves from the surface to the soul. Mark didn't text her endlessly. He didn't chase. He let his words linger. And that's what made him unforgettable. Because mystery doesn't come from silence alone. It comes from impact without explanation. So next time you feel that quiet pull around, a woman, don't describe her looks. Describe her effect. Not what she shows, but what she changes. That's how your presence becomes a mirror she can't look away from. Have you ever met someone who changed your rhythm, even if you didn't understand why? Drop. I've felt that energy, if you know exactly what that means. Stay tuned. Next we'll close with the final compliment, how to say less mean more and leave her craving your presence long after you're gone. Number 10. Speak like a Stoic king, say less mean more. When a man truly understands power, he no longer wastes words. He doesn't speak to impress, he speaks to influence. Every sentence carries intention, every silence carries confidence. That's the essence of Stoic communication, saying less but making each word land with the precision of a sword. Women can feel this difference immediately. Most men talk too much. They try to explain, justify, persuade. But the man who can hold his tongue, who knows the exact moment to speak and when to let silence work for him, that man radiates authority. Not arrogance, authority. To speak like a Stoic king, you must first master your emotional state. You don't speak to fill space, you speak to shape it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let your words proceed as if they were the result of a deliberate act." That means never reacting from emotion, never chasing a response. You're not trying to win the conversation, you're setting the tone. Psychologically, the power in your voice doesn't come from volume, it comes from calmness. A slower pace forces others to listen. A measured pause draws their attention back to you. When you combine restraint with certainty, your speech becomes magnetic, not because of what you say, but because of what you withhold. Think of your words as currency. Every time you speak, you spend value. The more you talk, the less valuable your words become. But when you speak with intention, directly, clearly, and only